Our conservative rappers, our friendly conservative rappers, Forgiata Blow and Company, they got a new one.
Yeah, yeah. Digital shoppers. There's a cleanup on every aisle. Target is targeting your kids. They put a target on my back, but they're targeting your kids. They don't even need to ask, cause you all know what it is. Yeah, that's why I keep a strap, and I'm always by my beds. This agenda gotta stop. Yeah, you know we gonna win when they target. Yeah, they target and target. Yeah, they target kids. Target. Yeah, they target and target. Yeah, they target. You know that target's dead wrong. Trying to play with the kids. It's the mayor of Magaville. I'm preaching again. You know that LGBTQ done went too far. You know they cutting these kids. They leaving trannies with scars. Why they pushing the agenda, promoting sexual genders? I'm only rocking with Bruce. Don't rock with no Caitlyn Jenner. You think that gay gon' get you paid? Yeah, we gon' see. It's Mar-a-Lago 2020 for we trumpet, baby. They put a target on my
All right, you get the gist of it. But I think that's already shot to number one on iTunes for as long as it stays there.
Yeah, it got blew away Taylor Swift and some other songs. So it's another consumer strike.
Problem with that is calling for a boycott of Target or Bud Light or the LA Dodgers. Well, you know what that is. Well, don't leave it up to me. A renowned, University of Michigan econ professor, Justin Wolfers, on MSNBC.
Yeah, I think there's something really quite scary here. And it comes from the Target CEO saying the reason they were backing off is they were worried about the safety of their employees. So, look, one of two things are true. It could be they're cowards and they use that as protection and a smokescreen so that they could make a cowardly decision. Or it could be that they're actually genuinely concerned about the well-being of their employees and have had credible threats. And if that's the case, when Target caves into this, then it says that the moment you threaten the employees of even a very large corporation, you get to control its policies. This is economic terrorism, literally terrorism, creating fear among the workers and forcing the corporations to sell the things you want and not sell the things you don't. So,
right. There's another possibility there, Professor. The possibility is that they didn't like the market reaction to the disclosures about what they were selling. And so they're using employee safety as a cover story to respond to the overall market reaction to protect their bottom line and try to dull the blade from the reaction from the LGBTQ Bund. Is that a possibility as well, Professor? Economic terrorism. Oh, the hysterics and the histrionics. By the way, Petco is getting into the act.
Oh, no. What are they doing?
Oh, yeah. Petco has a new line of products.
All right, here we go again. PetSmart is the latest brand getting caught up in anti-LGBTQ drama. Some people on the internet are upset with their pride-themed pet clothing and toys. Is the doomsday clock at midnight yet? Please say yes. The collection includes rainbow chew toys, a pride-themed two-piece dog bikini, and an aquarium ornament for your gender-fluid fish. There's even a pride leash and harness combo, which I'm pretty sure that they make those in people sizes too.
Hello.
I've seen those around here for years.
Uh-huh.
Pride leash and the collar, but the fish thing,
wonderful.
no, yeah.
Well,
gender fluid goldfish.
You can't leave any species out. And just on the Dodgers update, speaking of hilariously contrived cover stories, Washington Free Beacon, the LA Teachers Union told the Dodgers students could die if the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence weren't reinvited to Pride Night.
Oh, oh, really? How'd they connect those dots?
To my point of the phony baloney, hey, in the interest of safety, out of an abundance of caution, it's the safetyists. You make it appeal to safety. What are you, against kid safety? Children could die if half-naked men can't drink yogurt-filled chalices at a mock funeral to mimic downing semen, which is what the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence do, among other things. if they don't get a community hero award for their hunky Jesus contest, kids could die, according to the LA Teachers Union.
And then there's Blue Jays' Anthony Bass. I mean, was there a gun to his head when he made this apology? All he did was share video on his Instagram of companies and corporations that were, that went woke. And he had to apologize within 24 hours.
I recognized yesterday, I made a post that was hurtful to the Pride community, which includes friends of mine and close family members of mine, and I am truly sorry for that. I just spoke with my teammates and shared with them my actions yesterday. I apologized with them, and as of right now, I'm using the Blue Jays resources to better educate myself, to make better decisions moving forward. The ballpark is for everybody. We include all fans at the ballpark, and we want to welcome everybody. That's all I have to say.
That's wonderful. I'm glad they could get that drum circle together in the Blue Jays clubhouse. But that's what that is. That's exactly what it is. It's a ransom note. That's exactly what it is. Read this. Look at the camera and read this, or else.
Or else. I mean, I'm sorry, but in his gut that he did nothing wrong and he has zero to apologize for.
Chadwick Moore joins us. He's the editor-in-chief at Outspoken, contributing editor at Spectator World, author of the definitive biography, Tucker, on Tucker Carlson. That's available July 18th. Chadwick, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Hey, happy Groom First. Thanks for having me on.
Groom First. Nice. So, I don't know, spin the wheel and pick your favorite corporate pantomime in furtherance of the LGBTQIA+.
Well, I'm rushing out to PetSmart to get some decorations for my non-binary fish. As we speak, I wasn't aware of that, and I'm so happy that they're now going to feel included. Because my fish have been really wanting that. I think what's interesting with Target, I was thinking about this the other day. So, the Bud Light boycott, that's a conservative boycott definitively, and it's been so successful and super peaceful and kind of hilarious to watch. But the Target tanking isn't really a conservative boycott. That's like a mom's thing. That's like a suburban mom's thing. Target's not really known as a super conservative brand with a conservative base. So that's really interesting. And the fact that they're claiming it's economic terrorism because, some people are upset that they're selling, tuck-friendly bikinis for toddlers is quite funny. But also, the tactic they always take, which is, this is literally violence if you don't swallow my political ideology.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too, to see now Kohl's has just gotten outed as well as having sort of the same line of clothing for toddlers as Target was featuring, or something very similar. It's just interesting to me that that it's sort of like the media. Nobody thinks, on the network affiliate news, nobody thinks that, boy, if we did different stories with different angles and a different tone, maybe we could garner more of the audience. Maybe we could better compete against what everybody else is doing, which is the same. We see this in corporate America too. If Target's in, then Kohl's is in. Nobody thinks that maybe we should zig when everybody else is zagging. I wonder why that is.
I know, isn't that fascinating? I mean, is it just a symptom of the culture that everything is just redundant and repetitive, and it's why Hollywood can't make any movie that's not a remake or a superhero franchise? I mean, what happened? Are we just in a state in our culture, and especially corporate America, that is just redundancy and imitation? I mean, where's all the original thinking?
Yeah, I suppose it's just that original thinking is just too dangerous. You can get along fine and have cover from all of these institutions if you just go along with their ideology and their particular cultural choices on these things. That's the safe play.
Yeah, and it's all come from this idea that started. If you want to go back, started under the Clintons when the Clintons made it okay for liberals to worship money. And so every corporation in America was like, well, if we just throw up a pride flag, then we can do anything we want, and they're going to leave us alone. As long as we just subscribe to or just profess whatever grotesque idea is coming out of the universities in a kind of toned-down way that is more palatable for corporate America, then everyone in the government is going to leave us alone. Nobody's going to care where we're making our clothes, what sort of horrible practices we have, about how we treat our employees. Just throw up a little pride display. It's fine.
Well, what do you think about Anthony Bass. I mean, he's professing to be a Christian. He shared a post supporting the Target boycott, and now he's apologizing for, quote, hurting the Pride community. Do you think that they said either you make this apology or you're going to lose your job or you're going to be benched or suspended?
I think the characterization of a ransom note was perfect, and we see that all the time. And it's like the LGBTQAI2S++ community has become such incredible bullies, which is not how I always knew the community to be. And it's being run by people who none of this has anything to do with equal rights or, gay rights or trans rights or any of that stuff. It's all has to do with intimidation and power and control. And, it's like when we talk about, grooming is this line and where everyone's drawing the line is with children, obviously. It's grotesque and why are you bringing kids into this? But you don't even have to think of it as like, God forbid, sexual grooming of children, which of course happens and is, sort of unthinkable. But it's political grooming. There's it's a firm line that when you bring children into it, especially where gender ideology is concerned, which is exactly what Target is doing, then it's political grooming. It's convincing them into one very far and very extreme part of the political spectrum. Now, if parents want to buy this grotesque crap for their children and dress them up like that, I mean, that's really sad and pathetic, but it's their right to do that. But, customers also have a right to say, well, we don't want to support your business and we want to make it known that you're putting this out there and you're going to suffer consequences for it.
So, Chadwick, I understand that you're no longer welcome on Fox News. Was that part of the Dominion settlement as well?
Yeah, speaking of corporatism, that was because I wrote a book about Tucker Carlson, and in which I don't really say anything bad about Fox in that book. Actually, I say some really nice things. But because, as people at Fox have told me, his name is forbidden from being even uttered on air.
What?
Which is true.
A name that shall never be spoken, yes.
Yes. So I was actually supposed to be on Greg Gutfeld's show last night, and an hour after I announced my book, which is up for pre-sale now. If you go to tuckerthebook.com, you can get more information. But since I announced that, I got some lame email that they have to pull my appearance. And then, of course, no other show has asked me on since I announced the book, which was 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, that's Fox for you. That's Fox these days. It's Bud Lighting itself, it seems, in many directions.
You posted this video we talked about last week, and I was just floored. I can't I'm not questioning that you know what you're talking about, but I just can't believe this is true. I can't believe Fox would make this decision. You said that basically Tucker's termination was part of the Dominion settlement, and for a corporation to allow a litigant to effectively make personnel decisions, and especially in a media organization, personnel decisions about on-air talent as part of a settlement that was inexplicable to begin with at the number that was reported. I can't believe that Fox did that. That is essentially the end of their sovereignty as an independent media organization, if that's true.
Yeah, and of course Dominion has denied this. Fox has denied this. I'm just going on what sources told me, who I believe, who assured me that was the case, and they believe what's going on. But what I'm also told, because I'm the same way. I feel the same way. Like, why would they not only be forced to give up $760 million, but then an additional $1 billion in market cap by getting rid of their number one host? And what I was told by multiple people at Fox is the reason why they did this was simply absolute stupidity from management. And a lot of the underlings of management is so dumb, they have no idea what they're doing. And when they got rid of Tucker, they essentially felt it was no different than getting rid of, Harris Faulkner on Outnumbered. Oh. They thought, sure, he has, they thought, sure, he has the highest ratings, but that doesn't matter. It's because we're Fox. It's the brand that matters, not the personalities. We've gotten rid of Bill O'Reilly, Megyn Kelly, Lou Dobbs, who were always fine. And if what they failed to realize, and probably still fail to realize, is that Tucker's brand had become as powerful, if not more powerful, than their own. And I don't think they realized that he was propping up the entire network, really.
Well, right. And the other thing is the circumstances in which those other big names left, very different. And the circumstances matter. The viewers take note of the circumstances. Megyn Kelly chose to leave to try to get the bigger, better deal. Bill O'Reilly had, engaged in some bad behavior that really put Fox into a corner. That's much different than Tucker Carlson being fired because Dominion said so or because he ran footage that the House Speaker gave him from January 6th.
Yeah, exactly. And there's any number of everyone thought this would happen eventually, right? But I think that most people, because they knew he wouldn't be allowed on mainstream media forever. And I think that most people assumed that it would have been something he said on air. It would have been some scandal. It would have been some hit job. I don't think anyone thought that it would happen in this way under such mysterious circumstances and so abruptly.
Have you spoken to him since his firing?
Yeah, I've interviewed him twice since the firing, and I updated the book, added a few new chapters to the book with my conversations with him since then. And he, he's in high spirits. Fox has still not officially given him an explanation. At 11 a.m. Monday, April 24th, Suzanne Scott called him. He'd already written his monologue for that evening's show, and she's the president of Fox News. And she just said, "We're taking your show off the air. Thank you very much. Goodbye." No explanation. And he's been left to speculate ever since. But he's in high spirits. He's mainly, he said that he doesn't feel bad about anything because he didn't do anything wrong. I think the line he said to me was, "If I'd been caught sleeping with a makeup girl or I had to go to rehab, I'd feel bad, but I don't." He's been sober for 20 years, and he said, so there's nothing I could have done. He's mainly just looking forward to getting back to work. He is still under contract at Fox. He's still a Fox News employee. And so he's being forbidden from working and from speaking, and he really misses that.
But so then this announcement he made about doing something on the Twitter platform, where does that go? Or is that pending some resolution of the contractual dispute between him and Fox?
So what I understand is that the reason why Twitter is so attractive, I haven't seen Tucker's contract, but I was told that Fox didn't have the foresight to include Twitter in its non-compete. So Twitter's also unrolling this new video product that's meant to compete with YouTube, and that's where the show's going to live. But Tucker's producers told me, because a lot of his producers left what he did. They were either fired or they quit to follow him wherever he goes. His team is super, super loyal, and they said, we don't feel like we have to stay on Twitter. We're going to try it out and see if we like it. But he's also probably about to be engaged in a big legal battle with Fox to open up his opportunities where he can go.
Well, I'm looking forward to the book because, Tucker's evolved in terms of his sort of political positioning over the years, too. So I'm interested in how that gets treated, as well as, obviously, all the controversy that's current. The book is Tucker. TuckerTheBook.com is where you can pre-order, Chadwick?
Yep, you can. And you can also find it on Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, or you can buy it direct from the publisher at TuckerTheBook.com. TuckerTheBook.com.
Tucker is the biography that Chadwick Moore did on Tucker Carlson with his cooperation, as you were hearing. Chadwick Moore, editor-in-chief at Outspoken, contributing editor at Spectator World as well. Thanks as always, Chadwick.
Thank you.
Thank you. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.